Oh boy. Do a little live action here. Let's see if this is going to play now.
I grant that, but the question I'm still trying to iron out, and I think Mr. Farmer has for me, is this question as to whether the compensation for discrimination and the lack of equality is to be another kind of discrimination or another kind of inequality. And I think you answer that in the negative when you say that in the schools that you would establish for the previously underprivileged or the underprivileged would include schools for children, not just Negroes, but Puerto Ricans and other underprivileged persons. Am I correct in that assumption?
Yes, I think you're right there. I would not limit our employment demands to Negroes. I would include Puerto Ricans and other minorities throughout our country, which have been similarly discriminated against, though not for so long a period of time as Negroes.
Puerto Ricans weren't enslaved. Yeah, this is a problem that stems from slavery. And this compensation, yes, so this compensation is coming to people who were enslaved by the white man for 400 years. The Puerto Ricans don't even fit into this picture.
Well, they do fit into it.
No,
they do fit into it.
The problem is the Negro problem. They're not lynching Puerto Ricans.
If a dark-skinned Puerto Rican went down to Mississippi, he probably would be lynched too.
Spanish, he wouldn't be lynched.
No, they don't.
It's the Negro here, and as long as he speaks Spanish or some other language, or if he ties his head up with a turban or something, he can go anywhere in Mississippi or in your home that he desires.
You're not aware of the fact, are you, that African students have been arrested in our demonstrations in the South?
When they
speak French.
When they have been mistaken for the so-called Negro in America, they've been arrested.
What I'm saying is that
it's just amazing to look at those two men who, one was a little darker, looks like he was a little darker than Malcolm. Malcolm was very fair-skinned. So, you know, this person looks like they may have been a little darker. Makes no difference about your pigmentation as to what kind of Negro you are. It's all in your spirit. It's all in your soul. When I hear people try to equate color, you know, and I know light-skinned brothers and sisters always get that knock, you know, just light and, you know, with some light. I say it a lot too, but it's always in joking. I don't think you're any more woke, as people say, conscious, militant, whatever, if you are fair-skinned or dark-skinned. I don't think that has anything to do with anything. I don't think it has anything to do with anything. I mean, Malcolm was about as fair as you're going to get. I mean, his hair was red, you know, so, and he was one of the most thorough motherfuckers ever. There'll never be anybody like him again because nobody's really interested in speaking apologetically on those platforms. I mean, it's almost like people get elevated, and once they get elevated, then they're like, oh, I made it. And now I can, you know, I can ease up. And that's what I talk about. And I've heard other people talk about white acceptance. So there's a difference between having white acceptance and having white access. See, when you have the same accesses as white America, then you've done something. Then you can move, then you can actually move the needle for your people. But most people don't have white access. Most people, unless they're white. I got to put a battery in it. It's just annoying now. But when you have white access, you can move things. But generally what people get comfortable with is having white acceptance. And that right there is telling to what type of Negro you are, because if white acceptance is where you need to be, where you want to be, where you're going to be, you'll never gain white access. And that's just what it is. You know, that's what it is. It's unfortunate that I see people go to such lengths to be accepted and get nothing. We have that everywhere. We're knee deep in in a political situation where acceptance right now is high on a lot of people's list. You know, if they're trying to get in, and frankly, I don't see why anybody new would be running towards Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or anybody, because they're just looking to put in retreads. They're just looking to put in people that have already been a part of the wheel, not really looking to vet anybody new. If they do vet somebody new, um, they're going to be a total underling. But the people that they're putting in play into some high positions, they've been around. They've been around. They've worked for the wheel already, so they've already been pre-vetted, and then they're going to be re-vetted and put in position. And I'm seeing so much craziness, and people are upset. They're upset now that Biden's not doing this and Biden's not doing that. But they weren't upset leading into the campaign. It was just anybody but Trump. Got to end anybody but Trump. Got to get Trump out of there. Got to anybody but Trump. Anybody but Trump. And then you got Joe Biden. And now you're mad that you got Joe Biden, you got Kamala Harris. And I know there's some people that probably aren't mad that there's Kamala Harris because, you know, black woman, first VP, ski, whatever. You go wherever you want to with the shit. I get it. My thing is, I'm not concerned about her being a former HBCU student. I'm not concerned with her being black. I'm not concerned with any of that. Her functionality is most important. What it all breaks down to, but see, she ran on being black. So that's why I said we put the pressure on her being black. Joe Biden ran on, I'm going to do stuff for black people, and it's doing nothing for black people. Is already talked about reaching out and setting initiatives for Latino folk. This is the crazy thing. What's up, Annie? This is the crazy thing. He's already put in play. Now, I thought they couldn't do nothing. You know, I talked to Rachel. Rachel said that, you know, he didn't have no teeth into nothing right now, you know, and it looks like he's got his teeth into something. I mean, they setting up policy for Latinos. And Joe Biden said he had our back because we had his. Now, personally, I didn't vote for Joe Biden. I down balloted. So I'm not taking credit for any of his reasoning for being in the office. Now, I am taking credit for the fact that the black faction voted for him. And I am taking credit for the fact that I donated to his fucking campaign just so I could keep tabs on what the fuck he was talking about with lift every voice and sing, which I know that they're not going to lift every voice and we're not going to be singing. It's going to be some bullshit. What's going to happen? It's going to be some bullshit. And first off, right now, they're talking about doing things. And see, you have to look at, you do for people who did for you. 85% of Black America voted for Joe Biden. 85%. 65% Latinos voted for Joe Biden. And we don't know what, you know, actual faction of Latinos voted the highest because they clump them all in. They clump them all in. But we're talking about Black America. ADOS, not Black immigrants, you know, not Jamaicans, not Haitians. I'm talking about Black Americans. 85% of Black Americans voted for Donald Trump. Now you have Africans, you have Haitians, you have Jamaicans, you have Black Brits, you have a lot of other Black people who voted for Donald Trump. I get it. But who Joe Biden got put into play with was 85% of the 40 million ADOS that are here. The Latinos, and you clump them all together, 65% of Latinos voted for Joe Biden. 20% more. Now there's 70 million immigrants from what I'm hearing. I don't know if that's actually documented, but I've heard that number thrown around somewhere between 68 to 70 million immigrants. I don't know how many of those are Latinos, but let's just say 20 million of them are Latinos, 30 million maybe. I've heard 29 million Latinos here. I don't know. I don't know if that's correct either. But let's just say they're right up underneath ADOS as far as the numbers go. And if 65% of them voted and 85% of the 40 million ADOS voted, we still had more people who went to the polls for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Why are they looking to press so hard for Latinos and looking to ignore Black folks once again? I'll tell you why. because these Negroes went to the polls once again for nothing but a sticker. That's all we got. That's all we got is a sticker. It's a trophy. They think we're happy just getting a sticker. And all the other things that are supposed to come into play, when does that happen? I mean, this whole lift every voice thing, this was for Black America. This is the Black agenda. So he lays that out there, but I haven't heard him speak on lift every voice since it came out. Is it me? Is it me? Did he not put this whole agenda out? Have you read Lift Every Voice? It's got all types of shit going through it. What's happening here? Oh yeah, you know. I don't know why you coming through on the messenger. You ain't in the chat. It's crazy that you're looking at two people who were dead. I mean, Kamala had given up. She was fourth place and she gave up. I'm sorry, she was seventh place and she gave up. Joe Biden was fourth place. Neither one of them were meddling. Okay, you've got gold, silver, and bronze. Neither one of them were meddling. Joe was close. He was a fourth. Kamala was seventh. Okay, she was dead ass last. So to see these two people end up in the White House, it's crazy enough. But to see on what they ran on, Kamala really, does anybody really know Kamala's agenda yet? I mean, I know she's with Biden now, but does anybody know what her agenda was when she was running? That was why she really couldn't gain any traction, because she really didn't have an agenda. Kamala didn't have an agenda, and it was what it was. And she fell behind. She was losing to Bernie in her whole state. She would have not beat Bernie in California. That's a shame. And nobody's saying anything about that. Nobody's saying a thing about that. And I can put past all the other negative shit that I said about Kamala, because now she's in the space. I need her to be functional, because the people that we put pressure on are going to put pressure on them. So I need her to be functional in her space. She's either going to be functional or she's going to be a mammy. And we'll figure that out in these first probably several months. You know, she ran on the fact that she was Black. And then all of a sudden she became a woman of color. She became a South Asian. She became a Brahmin Indian. And she still won't fess up to being Jamaican, which makes her Black. None of the other stuff makes her Black. The Jamaican part makes her Black. Don't talk about her daddy. Don't talk about Jamaica. She ain't said nothing about Jamaica since she talked about smoking weed, listening to Tupac records in the 80s. And that's what's crazy to me, that y'all let that slide. Y'all let that slide. I know a lot of people didn't really see how damaging it was when she just looked right in the camera. It's like, I'm not going to do anything that's only going to help Black people. Well, God damn. You've said you're going to do things to help Native Americans. You said you're going to do things to help Latinos. You said you're going to do things to help gay people. Those are all singular factions of people. Why'd you single out Black people to say that you weren't going to do anything just to help us? And that's nuts to me. But then you have your boss, Joe Biden, said, I've got your back because you had mine. You're the reason that I'm in the White House. So if Joe says that and Kamala thinks that, where's that meet in the middle? Where does that meet in the middle? What you gonna do for the niggas, Joe? I don't know. You said you weren't gonna do nothing for them. What you gonna do for them? Well, I don't know. I gotta stand on what I said. Well, Joe said, I gotta stand on what I said. So we'll do what we need to do. Police reform, affordable housing. You know, we'll get some restorative justice going. You know. And kick up a little dust in some Black areas, bring in some Black preachers, you know, bring in Reverend Al, and we'll get some things shaken. That's where they're at. They're doing that middle of the world shit. They're not even actually talking about it right now, but that's what they're going to do. They're not going to do anything serious. Why would they do anything serious? Nobody's demanding that they do anything serious. Everybody's in celebratory mode because Trump's on his way out. Anybody with Trumpers right now is celebrating. They're the ones that were dancing in the street. They're the ones that were cha-cha sliding. Every time a state gets certified, they're the ones that are dancing. Dance, nigga, dance. But what are you getting for your boogie? Are you getting anything for your boogie? I mean, are y'all dancing for dollars and shit? Because right now, Joe Biden's got his blinders faced towards Latinos, gays, Native Americans. I was watching something today. TD, I was watching this shit, and it said, it was talking about who was that? Ed Gordon. Ed Gordon, serious motherfucker. In black intelligentsia, in black journalism, we've been watching Ed for a long time. Ed's thorough. When Ed asked him, if something ever got put in front of you, like really thorough, really right, what would it take for you to consider reparations? And Joe said, well, I would look at it if it included Native Americans. Well, goddamn. Haven't Native Americans been getting paid in this motherfucker for a long time, Joe? How much more do you need to put them ahead of us before you look at us? So now they get to hone in on reparations. They've been restored like a motherfucker. There's casinos all over the state of Michigan that are owned by the Indians and this country. Name me one black-owned casino. Do black people even own Don Barton's casino anymore? Did that motherfucker go up once he went, once he expired? I want to say went up. I want to say he went to heaven. I would hope he went to heaven. If there's such a place. We're not going to debate that now. But yeah, she ain't black no more. Kamala ain't black no more. Everybody know that. Everybody know Kamala ain't black no more. And the big problem with that is there's so many people that are delusional to think that she's going to get blacker. Oh, she's going to get lighter. Kamala's about to get lighter. Do y'all know that Kamala's husband, Kamala's husband is about to be on the team. He's an attorney. And he must be a fairly decent one, I guess. He's about to be on the team. The second gentleman is about to actually be a part of the team. So you're going to have Kamala in there. You're going to have her husband in there. Joe's in there. Jill says she's still going to teach third grade. I don't know what the fuck she's doing. Shouldn't she be retiring, letting somebody else get in there and teach third grade? Jill, you're about to be a first lady. And you need to get in there and nurse Joe, because Joe won't need all the help you can get. I don't think Joe's going to last 4 years. I mean, be honest with you, I don't think Joe's going to last 4 quarters. I think 2022, Joe's going to give it up. He's going to hang it up, pass it over to Kamala. She's going to run them 3 out, and then she's going to run again for president and try to get another 8. But if she's not likable in 2024, she's not going to win shit. She's not going to win shit. But we ain't going to sit on them tonight because we already know what kind of Negro Kamala is, in which she's not. And Joe Biden, we definitely know he's not a Negro. I can't speak for his friend Corn Pop, because is Corn Pop still living? I don't know if Corn Pop's still living or not. Will he be at the inauguration? I want to know. I want to know what Corn Pop looks like now, because Corn Pop was a bad dude. So I want to know what Corn Pop looks like. But looks like it's just me and you, Annie. If you're still in here, it looks like it's just me and you. It's a light night. One of these things that I've learned when I started thinking about like what kind of a person I really am, I'm someone who is somewhat relentless into shit, and not giving up has just been a mantra of mine. And I know that's not a bad thing in most cases, but sometimes it's been. Sometimes I should have let some shit go a lot sooner than I did. Your relentlessness can get you into trouble sometimes. You can just hold on and hold on and hold on and hold on. And then you're like, fuck. And then you're balls deep into some shit that truthfully, you should have let go eons ago. But it is what it is, passionate, holding on and not being willing to let go is one thing, but I'm passionate about what I do. If I do what I'm doing something, I'm going to do it consistently. I have passion for it. So that's huge for me. Whereas there's many people who do things and they just kind of go, through the motions of shit. I don't understand that. I just figure if you're going to get in the paint, you might as well do some real work, or just stay the fuck out the paint, because all you're doing is muddying up the waters. And I know there's people out there's people like that. I mean, I'm 50 and I know 50-year-old motherfuckers who are just middle of the road as they want to be. I just find that very difficult to do, to be just middle of the road. That's some fucked up shit, So the kind of Negro that I am is just somebody who has passion. I mean, I love my family, and Ray asked me something like, about the way I love the kids, my kids and then my grandkids. And I was like, it's a different type of love. I don't, there's no more or less, but it's a different type of love. And I have a different type of tolerance. And there's a different type of, teaching that I do. It's all fundamentally based on the same moral ground. But when you're teaching your child and you're teaching your grandchild, it's something different. So luckily, I was able to be in my children's life to get that parenting under my belt. Now, as a grandparent, I can do different things and be more flexible with them because I've gone through those experiences as a father. So that's huge to me. But one of the things that I'm looking at, people got to understand, if you're going to be out here, you can't be middle of the road. There's absolutely nothing that comes good being middle of the road. You either get lost in the haze because people don't know you're there, or people can know you're there and you can be in the middle of the road. But if you're not exciting, if you're not viable, if you're just like every other motherfucker out here, why would they pick you? There is no advantage to being just middle of the road. I know some people like being middle of the road because they think that, if I just act like these people over here, then what's happening? I act like these people over here, then those people will like me. But if you act like them, you can't be them, so they don't want you to act like them. They come for you for your flavor. And when I talk about black and white people, if they're looking for somebody and they need to put into a certain position, don't try to be like them. They've already got them. They coming outside. They need to step outside of them to come get you and what you have to offer. Your viability means more to them than your viability versus your likability. See, your likability, they don't even have to like you. Or not just your likability, your likeness. They don't have to like that either. If you're like them, they're like, fuck, we got that already. But what happens is you've got something different, and that's what they come for. And then you see the motherfucker who, once he gets in, we talked about it right at the beginning. Well, I talked about it. Annie, you might have been here already. I don't know if you were. Acceptance. You get so thrilled about being accepted versus gaining access. I mean, who just wants to be accepted? If you're already in the wheel, you got your acceptance. But what access do you have? See, it's different when you get allowed to stay somewhere versus them giving you a key. See, if you just allowed to stay somewhere and you got to be in before everybody goes down, you locked in. What if you want to go out in the middle of the night and go grab you a pop and a bag of chips and you ain't got a key? You can't leave that house unlocked. You can't leave that edifice compromised. So now you got to ask for a key because you're going to step out for the night, or at least for a minute or whatever. And nobody wants to stay up to lock the door and unlock the door and then lock the door again. But can you ask for that key? Because if you need to ask for a key and you come there every night to sleep and you wake up in the morning and you shower and then you go to work, whatever, if you need to ask for a key, that's really not your place. You really don't have access. You've been accepted, and that's why you stay there, but you don't have access. You don't have access till you got a key. And you can take that kind of figuratively. It doesn't need to be a literal key, but I'm saying you don't have access until you can gain all the way in. If your entry only allows you to come in and out with supervision, you don't have access. Sorry. It is what it is. You might have acceptance, but you don't have access. And some of you Negroes are just okay with that. Brother Riles, Brother Riles, if you still in here, I know people dipped in and out. It was just two. We've been lying at 2 and 3. You know, we get to 4. We got a spades game right now. We can still do a little tunk, little high cut card. But if you in here, Brother Riles, just give me a synopsis of what kind of Negro you are. My brother Andrew, good evening to you. Hopefully you got all your studies done for the day. I look forward to talking to you this week. Absolutely. But Brother Riles, I definitely, if you, like I said, if you in here, do me a favor. Because I kind of know, but I really need you to expound on it, because the kind of Negro you are might not be the kind of Negro I am. I mean, I know you're a good cook. And you're not cooking for one. You generally look like you cooking for you, your lady, your family, whomever, you know. So I know you family guy. Excuse me. That vape smoke is different than the fresh smoke. It just lingers. It just hangs in there. And if it ain't all the way out, and I'm coughing, that's why I don't have to hit it that much. But yeah, I mean, I want to know. There's so many men out here that I don't even think they really know what kind of Negro they are, because they jump across the board and shit. You know, I mean, one day you're militant, and the other day, you know, you're a pastor, and then the next day you're a revolutionary, and then another day you're working out, and then one day you're praying, and another day, you know, you're an atheist. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with y'all. You know, I mean, all that hopscotch and shit, you got to get dizzy. And what it amounts to is your credibility is shot. See, that's the thing. If you can't be the same motherfucker every day, who wants to fucking deal with the Jack in the Box motherfucker? You know, they push you down, you pop back up, you're somebody different. They push you down, well, who wants to deal with that bullshit? But I see a lot of y'all doing that. I see a lot of y'all out here, you ride with the tide. You know, what's good this week? We gonna go this week. What's good that way? We protesting this week, or we preaching this week? You know, we're doing push-ups this week. We're doing a push-up challenge, or, you know, we're preaching this week. We're doing the bucket challenge. I mean, you get in all that fad shit, and that's why that shit really don't mean a whole lot to me. It's entertaining for social media, but I'm not here to fucking entertain motherfuckers. You know, I mean, frankly, I make most of these videos talking to myself. Even the live ones. I mean, shit, it's 3 or 4 of us in this bitch. You know, it ain't like there's thousands of motherfuckers, but the message is never different. The message never wanes. I'm like, oh man, I'm never talking about, let's just talk about the Lions game. Fuck the Lions. The Lions aren't going to do anything for us. Why would I want to talk about the Detroit Lions? Why would I want to talk about anything? It's not pertaining to the betterment of people. And I know I talk about sports here, there, and whatever. I know I talk about celebrities here, there, and wherever. But really what I'm talking about, I'm always talking about the betterment of people. I speak directly to black people because I'm a black man. I can speak directly to white people, but I can't give you lifelike situations with white people because I've never been white, not one day in my life. Not one day. Because if I had, I would have got white access, took all of it I needed, and I came back. I ain't gonna lie, I love being a black man. You know? I get that white access though. I could dress up like Eddie Murphy did, like when he was Mr. White and he went into the bank and he got all the money and he got the jobs and he got this and he got that. And then at the end of the day, he turned back into a black man. I wouldn't go get a leather suit like Eddie Murphy had back then, but I do what I need to do. Because if it means for the betterment of my people, I mean, whatever I got to do, and that's what I have to do anyway. I got to fool the system. I got to trick the system. I got to hack into the system with everything that I do, because it's not common for black people to do shit that I do. So I've got to hack into a lot of different systems a lot of times. It's always been that way for me. You know, I mean, I had first way back in the day. You know, so it burns my ass when I have to hear, oh, this is the first time we did this. Oh, this is the first time we did that. I got the whole first black president, first black VP. I got all that shit. But I'm talking about all the other shit. Yeah, we should have black presidents and VPs and all that shit before, but it is what it is. But we having too many firsts still. People made a big deal about the first black NFL refereeing crew. Why? There's been black refereeing crews for years. Why are they doing it now? Black Lives Matter. So many black people have been killed this year. They allowed all black referees to referee a Power 5 game and an NFL game. Big fucking shit. I don't give a fuck. Salute those brothers to what they do and all their hard work. It paid off. But other than that, that didn't move the needle for black people at all. It didn't put no food on no black tables, other than those men who refereed that game and they got checks for that. No water, no jobs, no access. There was nothing, absolutely nothing tangible that came out of that. I'm sorry, Free. I thought you got notified when I went live and I had left a post. Sorry about that, Free. You know I didn't try to leave you out. You know that. But I said at 10 o'clock and I tried to be timely. So, you know, I don't want to keep everybody, you know, because it's other nights. There's bigger platforms that are out there doing their thing, and I'm not really trying to hone in on what they do. You know, I mean, at best, I'm pulling what 6 people from why maybe watching some other podcasts that are on tonight. But I'm not trying to do that. This was something I was supposed to do last night, you know, and talking about what type of Negro you are, I am. If you are a Negro, I mean, some people are, you know, Annie, you're not a Negro. I get it. You know, so I don't expect you to expound on being a Negro, Annie. I appreciate that. But if you are, where are you at with this? You know, I mean, I left a few posts earlier, you know, and it's amazing to me how ADOS people are actually up in arms with one another about restorative justice, as if we don't need any recompense. I don't get it. I'm not sure. Is this thing actually on? Oh, there he goes. I don't know if I'm freezing. I don't know what. I don't know what's happening, but it looks like the ass is dragging on this video. I don't know if it is or not. Throwing us the script. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and that's the thing. As long as they throw us scraps and we put hot sauce on it and eat them, they'll keep throwing us scraps, Free. But see, once they throw us scraps and we throw that shit back at them, that's a problem. That's a problem. And you can do that. You can stand up against that. See, as long as they make welfare programs for us, because that's who they're making them for. Well, now they say they make them for minorities and this and that and this. No. All that welfare shit that other people get now, let's be frank, let's be honest, all the shit that other people get now, black people were the only ones getting it before. Now there's black people that can't qualify for that shit, but you have illegal immigrants honed in on it. Or you can get assistance. You can get assistance. You ain't got to be legal to get assistance. You can get emergency assistance and have somebody else knocked off the motherfucking table. That is not illegal. It happens all day, every day. And now they talk about fast tracking motherfuckers. See, there you go. Now you're replacing black people with brown people. So, you know, ADOS people arguing about whether we need reparations or not. And I look at so many people, you know, and I'm not all up in everybody's business and shit like that, but I know people have financial restraints. And I see the shit that they go through to keep it together. You know, if you got one income or two incomes or whatever, you know, just seeing people struggle, and you know they both work 5-6 days a week, and then you know, like, oh man, we just got to do better, we just got to work harder. You can't work any fucking harder. Just be honest with yourself. You can't work any harder than you're already working. You work 50-60 hours a week. She works 50-60 hours a week. How much more y'all fucking need to work? And y'all got kids. God forbid you got teenagers, because if you got teenagers, they doing crazy shit while y'all at work. They working against y'all. Teenagers ain't shit. I'm trying to tell you. They're working against y'all. As much as you are trying to build, they're doing detrimental shit. And I'm not saying that all teenagers are fucked up out here, but I am telling you that if you're going to give them that much leeway and be apart from them, prepare for some bullshit, because that's what teenagers do. You know, they're in their whole electronic world, and they think that everything can happen as fast as they send a text, a IM, a DM, or whatever. Fuck. It doesn't matter. Teenagers are not the same as we were. And they think on that digital level. We have an analog mind state by nature, because that's what we grew up on. We've had to become digitized. But these teenagers have been digitized their whole life. They have that microwave mentality. Now, 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 now. I need shit done now, 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 now. They don't understand the levels. And there's motherfuckers that made the shit up. These young motherfuckers, there's levels to this shit. Yeah, there is levels to this shit. Not multi-fucking levels, not like Call of Duty levels. I'm talking about like real levels. You gotta work to do some shit. And if you get mad, you can't just fucking hit reset. See, you can hit reset on these fucking game systems. You can't hit reset in life. The fuck? Yes, it keeps going on and off. I wonder what that's about. I wonder what that's about. You get to talking some real shit. You know, they don't like your signals. They don't like your signals getting right. Hopefully it stays. I don't know exactly what's going on and shit, but you know, I had a good signal that one day. That video was good, but maybe it's telling me that I'm not in the space that I need to be in to be making this video. You know, I'm not in my normal space. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but you know, there's a reason why it's doing what it's doing. It is what it is. I too, Annie, I too. I'm where I am with people on reparations, and there's a lot of people out here who are gonna help move the needle and move forward, and we're gonna align. It's a lot of shit. I think really everybody's just waiting for January 20th to happen so we don't have to continue to talk and go back and forth across dealing with this lunatic. And I'm just sorry, but they just need to walk him up out of the motherfucker. He is detrimental. I think he's going to do something stupid even before now. I mean, more stupid than he's already done. Looks like Barr, they said Barr is setting up to make an early exit. Barr already knows the shit's going to hit the fan. Barr might go somewhere where he can't be extradited. Barr is trying to get up out of Dodge. If Barr leaves early, they need to put bracelets on Donald and just see what they can do. Because here's the thing. If that's your boy, Giuliani's already been discredited. He got COVID. So Giuliani, he just better hurry up. He better try to run from the respirators. Because if he gets on a respirator, it's lights out, Rudy. It's lights out. And I can tell you, if Rudy goes down, I'll be like Charles S. Dutton, who everybody knows as Rock, or the daddy in Menace to Society. I'll be just like he was in Rudy. Oh yes, I will. Don't go down, Rudy. Don't go down, Rudy. Sorry, motherfucker. You done got up there. I mean, you just totally discredited yourself. The fucking mayor, the mayor of New York City has turned out to be a fucking pussy. I mean, Rudy Giuliani is a motherfucker. And then you came here spewing your Rona all over everybody last week. I'm glad I don't know nobody in them political spaces and shit, because they all got it. You know, if his old ass came here and had Rona, he wasn't wearing no mask. When did you see Rudy with a mask last week when he was in Michigan? He was up in this bitch spewing and dropping hair dye everywhere. When did you see Rudy with a mask on when he was in Michigan? He came here and infected all kinds of shit. What kind of plane did he fly in? Did he fly on a commercial plane? They need to put that plane down. They need to put that plane down. Where'd he sit? Take that whole seat up out the joint. Screw a new seat in. You know, did he come here like on one of the Washington planes? I mean, shit. Who gonna get on that plane next? Go somewhere. They gonna get it too. Watch. They gonna get it. Yeah, this is some crazy shit. They let that motherfucker come here on a baseless claim, and now he got Rona. It's just fucked up. And I always say, not that I needed to see it, not that I would have wanted to see it, but would Barack have been able to get away with all the shit that Donald Trump has gotten away with? Would he? I mean, would he have been able to be as lawless and as unethical as Donald Trump? Somebody would have shot Barack. Somebody would have shot him. They would have felt like he would have, you know, he's just so way out of bounds. But Donald Trump, it's just, you know, he's a true American. He's American. He's going to make America great again. That's all you hear. These motherfuckers followed a reality TV slumlord to the highest heights of political shit. I mean, Donald Trump didn't have a government job. He was never in fucking government, and he ran for president. This is why we're a joke to other fucking countries. Who in North Korea could run and beat oh boy? Ain't nobody just going off the street and shit like, man, come on, man. I'm gonna go ahead and run and shit and beat you. Who's gonna run and beat old boy? Beat Putin. There's nobody in Russia that's gonna just step up and be like, you know what, Vlad? I think I'm gonna run against you. For one, he's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill him. But America allowed Donald fucking Trump to run for president, and he beat out a football team of fucking Republicans. And they were all licking his balls leading into this. I mean, who's the Ted Cruz? I couldn't believe Ted Cruz got up and stood for that motherfucker again. I mean, I know they all do that once they you endorse the candidate, but he called your wife ugly, nigga. And you came to his defense during the campaign period? I'd have been like, fuck you, man. You called my wife ugly on national television, worldwide. Fuck you, dog. I don't give a fuck if you get reelected or not. But Ted was up there smiling. And if I'm Ted's wife, man, Ted's wife should have just left. She should have just left. But no. Everybody's in it for something. And where's she going to go at this point? Who wants her? You Ted Cruz's wife. You already got called ugly. Where you going to go? She can't even get to $40. That's crazy to me. What'd you say, Free? We absolutely need black media. We have to be able to tell our own stories. We have to be able to control our own narratives. If we don't, then we're done. We're done. If we just continue to allow everybody else to tell our stories, we are done out here. Financially, we're already in a fucked up position. So if we know we're there, let's get financially solvent. And, I know reparations scares people just by the word alone. But, you can make it sexy and call it restorative recompense. It's all ours, I guess. Reparations, restorative recompense. Do you want to do that? Do you want to talk about that? Because when you hear reparations, people are just like, oh man, I thought they gave him 40 acres and a mule. Most motherfuckers don't realize that 40 acres and a mule came and went, and we got nothing. Most people don't realize that we just didn't come up with sharecropping. That was all a fallacy. The Freedmen's Bureau, fallacy. And then all the civil rights bills, fallacies. The same civil rights bills that they were fighting for in the 1860s, they were fighting for in the fucking 1960s. But most people only know about the 1960s bill. They don't know nothing about them 1860 bills. It's fucked up out here, man. And I see too many Negroes willing to just go down for this. It's unfortunate that some people aren't willing to step up. Just literally just step up and say something. I had asked people a while back, talk to 3 white people about reparations, see what they say. Few people came back. Few people hollered at me. And they said most of the motherfuckers really didn't understand reparations. And they felt basically like reparations would be like somebody would be coming to just put their hands in their pockets and pull it out and then give it to black people. They have no idea that the beef is not with black people and white people. The beef is with black people and the United States government. American Descendants of Slavery and the United States government. It has nothing to do with anybody else. These 2 motherfuckers that live on the sides here, they can't give me no reparations. They live in the same fucking neighborhood I do. What are they gonna come up with reparations? How they gonna do that? They gonna pay a little bit more taxes? Okay. What's that gonna do for me? It's not gonna help me. It's not gonna help my family. This shit is a government problem because it was created by the government. And if people don't want to talk about slavery, see if that bothers people because slavery, let's not talk about slavery. Absolutely. See, because this is the kind of Negro that I am. I don't want to talk about slavery anymore. Absolutely not. What I want to talk about is I want to talk about the 155 years that happened after slavery. See, slavery is a detrimental period, 246 years. 246 years. 1 year is 12 months. 10 years is 120 months. 100 years is 1,200 months. 200 years is 2,400 months. Another 10 years, 120, another up to 40, so that's 480. So 2,880 months. And then another 6 more years. So that's 72 months. So 2,880 plus 72. So what's that? 2,950? 2,952 months of slavery. Let's throw that out the fucking door. Worked for free. Built this country. What's even more detrimental than that is the 155 years that came after that. Because even after that and surviving that, 20 years out of slavery, we had our own everything in different parts of the country. Just 20, 30 years out of slavery. People who weren't allowed to read for 246 fucking years, or you'd be killed, were running their own schools, businesses, practices. There's different when you got a business, then you got to practice. When you got to practice, boy, you something else. You got something. It's my practice. 20, 30 years out of slavery. And then all that got washed away because they strategically figured out ways to snatch the shit from black people, and they stole wealth again. They stole wealth with slavery. We're not talking about slavery. They stole wealth when they didn't give us 40 acres and a mule, and they gave that to the Native Americans and whomever else was coming over here signing up as $5 Indians or just people that had fucking money. Pushed us back into sharecropping, which was cropping because we weren't sharing shit. And then after that, then it just started with your Jim Crows, with your convict leasing, with your redlining, with your mass incarceration. Slavery by another name, as they call it now. I mean, we don't want to talk about the 246. Let's not talk about the 246 because the 246 happened. But let's talk about what happened after the 246. The 155 has been more detrimental than the 246. 246, we weren't expected to get anything because that's where it was. We expected no compensation. But when you said we were free and we could live like Americans, you stole every opportunity for us to be able to do so. So if you're not going to talk about the 246, let's talk about the 155. Holocaust survivors got taken care of for the period that they were put under just serious threat. Detention centers, concentration camp survivors got taken care of. 4 or 5 years there. Native Americans, the mistreatment of Native Americans and land that was stolen, this, that, and the other. But you already know where I'm at with Native Americans. Native Americans enslaved my fucking people. So I really can't rock with them on that shit. Don't come to me with that Trail of Tears shit because they had slaves in those Trail of Tears too. In their Trail of Tears, we had enslaved Black Americans in there. So can't fuck with you on that. I can't. We're the only people that have never been compensated for the detriment that's been caused by America. The only people. And we're good with it. We've been good with it. I'm not good with it. I'm not good with it at all. At all. I'm not that kind of Negro. I'm not that kind of Negro. I mean, after all the shit that happened, we had lowered ourselves to where we just wanted civil rights. We wanted equal rights. Because at that time we didn't have to fight amongst Latinos and Asians and Arabs and Indians and other African immigrants and things like that. We didn't have to fight. We didn't have to get in line. It was fucked up. White people dominated. Black people were marginalized. Immigration before the mid-60s was less than 1%. So you saw a few speckled here, a few speckled here, a few speckled. That's what they call the others now. Those others, they're taken care of better than American Descendants of Slavery. Others don't even have a fucking name. You're just called others. Illegals? How do you take care of an illegal before you take care of an American? Before you take care of an American descendant of slavery? How do you do that? As a government, how do you look at people that have been here for hundreds of years and say, fuck you, we're going to take care of these people that crawled over here, that walked over here, that ran over here, that fled over here. We're going to take care of them before we're going to take care of your ass. And how do you just say, okay, see, you the same kind of Negro that was looking for equal rights, that was looking for civil rights. You're the same one. It's a nice counter here. It's a nice counter here at this diner. When a motherfucker's in the back spitting in your burger. I wonder if we can stay at this hotel. You check into the hotel, your family go down to the hotel pool, and people start getting up out of that motherfucker. You go house shopping, and you start driving in and seeing houses with signs, and your family gets out. Next thing you know, that house is off the market because they don't want to sell you the motherfucker. But you want that house. You want that house. Then you move into that house. Now you got nigger written on your door. Now you got crosses burning in your lawn. Because you were seeking white acceptance when you didn't have white access. It's just amazing to me. It's not, it's, you have to really understand if you are good with this, where we're going to be, not more than 20, 30 years from now. We're already bottom cast. Where do you think we're going to be in 20 years? Because they said in 33 years, we're supposed to be flat. Nothing. The median black family right now is worth $1,700 minus depreciating assets. That's cars, clothes, shit like that. They said we won't even be worth that in 33 years. 33. I don't think I'll live that long. Doubt it. 83, I don't think I'll get there. And if I do, the fucking last thing that I'd want to do is not be able to feed myself. Fuck. We could be flat in 33 years. That's nothing. And a lot of people are just good with that. People went out to vote to get Trump out of office, not understanding what potentially was going to be put in office. That's scary. Trump was dangerous. I get it. Motherfucker's dangerous, excuse me. He's dangerous. He's lawless. He should not have been president of the United States. But that's not my fault. So I'm not going to sit here and take any blame for it. But nobody wants to blame the 35% of Latinos that voted for Trump. Nobody wants to blame them. When they had miles of Asians in West Palm Beach with Trump shit on. He was literally trying to kick motherfuckers out of the country, and they voted for him in masses. 35% of Latinos voted for Trump, and he was trying to build a wall around this bitch so they couldn't get here. As useless as that sounds, it's always sounded that way. What the fuck you doing building a wall here, motherfucker? They've been walking underground in America for years. Unless that wall is going to have stakes that are going to drive through about 50 feet deep, they're walking right underneath you, homie. They're doing that for years. They fly in, they walk in. I mean, it's walk in. He just said that caravan was coming. I haven't seen that caravan yet. These some slow walking motherfuckers. They was walking over here months ago. They ever get here? Did they all get COVID? Should be a bunch of fucking carcasses in the middle of the street. They were walking over here. Maybe that was just stock footage for some other bullshit. Because ain't no motherfuckers walking to America and still walking after all these months. They took a wrong turn? What is wrong with y'all? Y'all believe that shit? That a caravan of people were just fucking walking over here, and they were going to get here, and they were just going to raise hell. Now, Biden and Kamala are looking to fast track them. If y'all made it, come on over to the fast track office. Well, we thought that was a civil rights office, and that's the office of people that are trying to get reparations. Now, we're going to change the sign. It's fast tracking citizenship. Them niggas, they voted. We good with them. We'll talk to them in 4 years again. We'll talk about HR 40, get everybody all warm and fuzzy to think that we're going to study reparations. But now, don't worry about that. We're going to get you guys in here because we're going to try to shore up that vote in 4 years. See, that's what they're doing now. They're laying the groundwork right now to shore up the vote in 24. They need to replace the black people that they're about to fucking lose over the next 4 years. Joe said, you helped me get in this motherfucker. You had my back and I got yours. Yeah, he's got your back. Yeah, he's going to stab you in the back. He stabbed Jimmy Clyburn in the back. Jimmy got down there fucking cooking all that fish. They had collard greens and macaroni and cheese and fucking biscuits and gravy and shit. He got down there and said, thanks, Jimmy. Went right home, and the first thing he fucking said after he left South Carolina, my first order of business is to help the LGBTQIAAP. Now, he didn't give you the fucking long version. I did. He said LGBT. He didn't say that about gay people when he was in South Carolina, eating up all their biscuits. Didn't say shit. Give me an extra piece of fish, Jimmy. Didn't say nothing. As soon as he left South Carolina, that motherfucker was like, on black people. His fucking campaign was dead. Joe's campaign had COVID. His shit was on a ventilator. His shit was on a respirator, getting chest fucking compressions like a Rasusa Annie. The motherfucker was out. Kamala had quit. She had quit, which I think now is a strategic move. Somebody had said that was possibly a ploy for her to try to come back and be the VP, and it happened. But so there was probably also some inside track shit that people knew that none of these other motherfuckers were going to hold their own, and they were all going to give way to Joe anyway. That's why Joe came out late. Joe didn't run a real campaign. He didn't run a full campaign. He let the motherfuckers run the first turn and the second turn. Joe came in for the third turn and the fourth turn and won with COVID. Would Joe have won without COVID? Think about it. You have to think about it. Does Joe Biden win the nomination if everybody's able to go about and campaign the way they were supposed to campaign? Who knows? I don't know. I don't think so, personally. But I don't know who would have came out. It's not my job to forecast that shit. The motherfucker who's here is here, and that's who we're going to deal with. That's what we're going to deal with. They're gonna want to get in there and talk that motherfucking affordable housing shit and start talking all these grants and all this other bullshit. You know, like black people are not in the fucking mode right now to be talking about, oh, we're gonna get this, we're gonna get that. Trying to keep shit on, Joe. You got some stimulus for us, bro? Because there are some legitimate motherfuckers out there that need it. Not these scamming motherfuckers. I'm talking about some legitimate people that need, some assistance. Are they gonna get it? Are they even focused on them? To say that you're going to be putting initiatives towards the Latino community and you don't even have power yet. When you just said, I got your back. Now, if he had came out and said, hey, Latino people, you voted for me in masses, 65% of you, that's beautiful. I got your back. I get it. I get it. But he didn't say that. It was the black people who voted for him in 85% clip. And he said, I got your back. But he's yet to say anything. Joe hasn't said shit on the Lift Every Voice and Sing. He hasn't said shit about it. But they doing other shit. They putting everybody else in play. I got the most diverse cabinet than anybody ever in history. I got black people, I got white people, I got gay people, I got this. Joey done said it. He done said he's proud of his cabinet already. He's proud. Joe's proud of what he's done. He's put the Rainbow Coalition in the White House. He's proud of it. Absolutely. He thinks he's done something here. And he has. He's fucked up black people. Thoroughly. And the people that are there because they voted because Kamala, or the people that are there that voted because they want to get Trump out, I mean, they're lost right now. Because he ain't saying shit about black people. Nothing. This is why I think I'm really starting to take that turn where, calling myself black, I've always felt like, yeah, I'm a black man, I'm a black American, whatever. Maybe it's just time to stop doing that. For practical purposes, it may happen. But being ADOS is different than being black. So I think I need to start signaling that more. Being an American descendant of slavery, that means something. I'm Granville's great-great-grandson. And Granville Sr.'s great-great-great-grandson. ADOS. I'm an American descendant of slavery. I'm not just a black man. And there's a lot of Negroes that are like me. No Negro just like me, but there's a lot of Negroes like me with their great-great-great-grandfather, ADOS. You should probably feel the same way I feel. I know that's different, but we've been here and got nothing. Someone can come here illegitimately and gain access. If that's not blatant, if that's not criminal, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. So yeah, being ADOS means something. Means something more than a hashtag. It means something more than just trying to be different. Because you already are different. You're not trying to be different when you're ADOS. You are different. Your people's bones are buried on this soil. They're beaten, brutalized, murdered bones. How could you not want to live up to that? How could you want to be middle of the road, milquetoast, and just feel good about yourself? How could you do that? Your great-great-great-grandfather's looking at you, your ancestor, and you absolutely do nothing. You just live like a mope. Who the fuck does that? And your children will live like mopes, and your grandchildren will live like mopes. That's crazy as fuck to me. That's nuts to me. I don't get it. I just don't get it. You need to come downstairs? I mean, yeah, you can come downstairs. Nothing bother me. You just have to be who you are. And everything else should work out. Stop trying to gain the acceptance. The acceptance don't mean shit unless you have access. If you don't have access, you have absolutely nothing. That's just real. And people just go through the world, just go through life with nothing. I don't get it. Those cupcakes are there too. You just have so much potential as ADOS. Not that you don't have it as being a black person, but as ADOS, you have so much more potential because you can expand on your blackness. If you're just limited to being black, you may come from a different culture. You may be Haitian, Caribbean, Jamaican, a black African. I get it. But you came here to be an American. You didn't come here to be an African, because if you did, you could have stayed over there. You could have stayed in Jamaica. You could have stayed in Haiti. Even Latinos who live black, you could have stayed there. But instead, you came here. You fled that territory. Remember? You fled. Because shit got hectic over there and you needed to be over here. Why'd you need to be over here? Because shit got hectic over there. I don't know any other reason that a motherfucker would leave a whole goddamn territory unless it was hectic. You don't leave no fucking territory if it's just beautiful and life is gravy. You stay there and you earn. But no, motherfuckers come here. They come here to do all that. They couldn't do all that over there. They shooting. They shooting. And your ass runs to America to live the American dream. When you was over there, living wherever territory you was at, nightmare. Mexico, nightmare. American dream. Jamaican, nightmare. American dream. Haiti, nightmare. American dream. Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, whatever the fuck. Nightmares. Libya, nightmares. American dream. You came over here to be an American. And what I have to say with that, get in line, motherfuckers. You don't come over here and get to jump in front of motherfuckers that are already here. Get in line. Wait your turn. We've talked about that. That was another dose. Wait your turn. You don't get to come cut. You don't get to get cut in line. And I know that's what they're trying to do right now. Fast tracking. That's what that's cutting line. You get cuts. When they start talking that fast track shit, you're not going to fast track ADOS on shit, but you're going to fast track on a motherfucker that's illegal, who came here illegally? Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, shit. 68 minutes in. We've got nothing, free. We've got nothing. So it looks like we're back down to 2. I need to piss somebody else off so they can get off. So it'll just be me and free. And we can have a conversation. Or I'll just text you when I get done. So, whoever jumped in and out, nobody wanted to talk about what kind of Negro they were tonight, which is fine. I said it was okay. I don't care. Mother can say hello. That's good enough for me. I don't care. I know what kind of Negro I am. Free, I already know what kind of Negro you are. I really was looking for this from men. And I know most men are going to watch this video. If they watch the video, they're going to watch the video after the fact. And then they won't comment because they're not being put on point. That's why a lot of motherfuckers like to come in and I don't know who they are when they come in. I don't know who they are. I don't get it. Doesn't matter to me. You don't want to say hello, you don't say hello. But if you look at the video and then you don't get into the comments, don't get into the comment section talking about some other shit. Answer the fucking question first. The first question, the first order of business is, what kind of Negro are you? I need to know. Inbox me, inbox me. I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. Free, I don't even know if that motherfucking video earlier, if it uploaded. That's some bullshit. They really trying a motherfucker on this one. I got to figure out a better way to upload some shit, y'all. It's some crazy. Oh my God. It's still saying the shit is not uploaded, Free. This is nuts. Still saying the motherfucker ain't uploaded. Now it's at 87%. What the fuck? Told you I'm analog. I must have an analog Android. Horrible uploading capabilities going to YouTube. And it's in their fucking platform. That should have came out before this live. Now I'm going to upload this live once it does its thing with Facebook, and I'm going to upload this live, leave it up for a minute, and then, you know, put it over into, because shit, I'm already getting traction on the other Facebook lives that I did a few days ago, but people are already, you know, fucking with that. Oh, there's been some people that have been talking about the whole, you know, WMBK album. I haven't heard the albums. Anybody heard the album? Anybody know any artists that are on that album? I did hear that they got paid for their raps. So they got paid for their raps. They did a day's work in the studio and they got a day's pay. I don't know if it's going to lead to anything past that. I don't know if it's going to lead to anything past that, any other paydays. See, most rappers out here, they get paid like when they do shows. And I don't think these are really established artists where they've got a lot of songs. So they would probably need to do the compilation album or maybe do a couple of songs if they do have other songs prepared to perform. But where are you going to do that at during COVID? Do they have virtual concerts? I don't know if they've been having virtual concerts. I don't know if Sheriff Clayton is sponsoring them to do virtual concerts, you know, on his My Brother's Keeper platform. I mean, you know, they can maybe show them in the studio and then kind of do some backstories, some interviews and things like that. I'm trying to help them out, give them some ideas. Because, see, you need something to be able to get them to be viable to somebody down the road to be able to give them a fucking job. I think there needs to be apprenticeship programs. I think there needs to be junior cadet programs. Ride for a day. Ride with a deputy for a day. See if it's something that you might like to do going down, you know, down the road. That shit should start in elementary school, junior high school. But they're too focused on other shit, man. WCSO is fucked up beyond recognition. You don't even understand. It's deep over there at 2201. I like to say 01, but yeah. You don't owe me one. He owes me 12. He's about to get 4 more. Fuck. It is what it is. Swear to God, Free. This shit literally says 87%. Is Andrew still rocking with us? Did I bore him to death? Tonight was probably one of my more boring, you know, doses, Annie. But I'll be able to flip it. I'll be able to flip it and be able to explain to Andrew what my questioning was about and how he has to look at himself, because he's not. I get it. So he's not thinking that, but he's going to be a man, and he's got to figure out what kind of man he's going to be. He's got to figure that out. I get it. He got online school. He got to go. I get it. Besides, he's growing ridiculously. I get it. So yeah, man, let's try to figure out our mission, our real mission out here. It's not like we're against anyone who's coming for theirs. I respect a motherfucker coming for theirs, but I also expect the government to see they're coming from another territory to here to be here. Let's take care of them, but we also have to take care of the people who got us here. See, It was so funny. They were down in, what was it, fucking Kissimmee? I think it was Kissimmee, Florida. And it's called, no. They was in Little Havana. That's what it was. It was in Little, they was in Kissimmee and they fucked up there too. But they was in Little Havana and Jill called that shit Little Haiti. She called that shit Little Haiti. Everybody makes mistakes. And the Bidens are definitely, they have their share of gaffes. When she called that shit Little Haiti, I was like, oh no, he definitely ain't gonna get them. And she was in Little Havana. What they didn't seem to understand was there was so many goddamn illegals down there. They said they had more illegals than registered voters in some of those territories that would go. But Joe was down there campaigning his ass off, catching up some rays, you know, walking the beaches with Jill, down there talking to a whole bunch of fucking illegals. Makes no sense. Black people still voted for him, 85%. Joe said, I got you. You have me, I got you. And when we're good, we're president, I'm gonna fuck with these Latinos, I'm gonna fuck with the gay folks. I got you. Where's black people at? I mean, he put out his lift every voice and sing. Where's the black people at? Where's the black agenda at? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, man, I'm just disgusted looking at this damn upload on this shit. How can he do that? That's crazy as fuck to me. Makes no sense to me. Why it would take that long for a video up? This shit's been uploading. This is crazy as fuck. Crazy. It was daylight when I started uploading this shit. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm frustrated. They're not us, and we're not them. But they're going to replace us if we don't stand up for ourselves. I'm sorry for the sketchiness of the video. I don't know exactly what happened. If it was a situation that I could have controlled, I would have done it. I don't know why. What happened. I know I'm not that technical, so it is what it is. I go back and look at it. Hopefully it was good enough to be able to pull some edits from it. What am I looking at here? No, I don't want to play that. I'm going to play that again. Play this again. You need to understand, it's only black and brown people when black people say it. You'll never hear brown people say black and brown communities, or they don't say brown and black communities. If they say brown people, that's it. They done. Brown people. They don't step over and say black. It used to be black communities, then it became black and brown communities. Then it became black and brown and minorities, communities, minority communities, because they could just encompass everybody. They don't want to call them others because others just too dismissive. They only call them others when they have to put them in the stats, and they really don't know what the fuck they are. But black and brown people only comes from black people. Latino people ain't looking to bridge. They may be, but at that point, they don't even use the term. They don't try to make that divide. Black, brown, brown, black. No. They may even say minorities. Some may say people of color, but they don't do that brown, black. If they say brown people, that's all they're saying. That's all you're going to get out of them. The black-brown agenda is a joke. Black people are the punchline. Brown people are the ones that are laughing. One love.
Grant that, but the question I'm still trying to iron out, and I think Mr. Farmer has for me, is this question as to whether the compensation for discrimination and the lack of equality is to be another kind of discrimination or another kind of inequality. And I think you answer that in the negative when you say that in the schools that you would establish for the previously underprivileged or the underprivileged would include schools for children, not just Negroes, but Puerto Ricans and other underprivileged persons. Am I correct in that assumption?
Yes, I think you're right there. I would not limit our employment demands to Negroes. I would include Puerto Ricans and other minorities throughout our country, which have been similarly discriminated against, though not for so long a period of time as Negroes.
Puerto Ricans weren't enslaved. Yeah, this is a problem that stems from slavery. And this compensation, yes, so this compensation is coming to people who were enslaved by the white man for 400 years. The Puerto Ricans don't even fit into this picture.
Well, they do fit into it.
No,
they do fit into it.
The problem is the Negro problem. They're not lynching Puerto Ricans.
If a dark-skinned Puerto Rican went down to Mississippi, he probably would be lynched too.
Spanish, he wouldn't be lynched.
No, they don't.
It's the Negro here, and as long as he speaks Spanish or some other language, or if he ties his head up with a turban or something, he can go anywhere in Mississippi or in your home that he desires.
You're not aware of the fact, are you, that African students have been arrested in our demonstrations in the South?
When they
speak French.
When they have been mistaken for the so-called Negro in America, they've been arrested.
What I'm saying is that